Hey, hi, hello, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend has been treating you well so far. For me, I've just been basically doing another kind of just chill and relax kind of weekend. I did a lot of playing a Remnant 2. I think it was it's like that thing where I have a particular build in mind and I wanted to kind of get all the pieces for it. So I thought I might have to like settle in and take a few hours to grind for a particular weapon mod that I wanted, but it turned out I was able to get the weapon mod pretty early on, so I just spent the next few hours kind of rocking the build I had. In fact, I even found like a bunch of other pieces that I think were conductive to my build and just let me increase the damage output, so it was pretty good. And then the evening was spent playing Lethal Company and Played Up. Played Up was pretty good. We got pretty far in our one run. That one run took us a bit. And if we got like better things, we could have gotten farther, but that's how it be. Good evening! Good evening to you, Molecular Shadow Fox. Good to see ya. I hope you are doing well. But yeah. We are going to do another run here in Risk of Rain 2. Sequel to Risk of Rain 1, developed by Hapu Games. At least to start, right? Because they're moving on to other things, and I think Gearbox is kind of taking over development stuff for this game. But yeah, there's no big reason for me to play this. I just want to play Risk of Rain 2, right? Just want to revisit it. So I figured, why not do it online? Because that's how people do things, right? Pretty good, thanks. Yeah, making the most of today before I go back to work tomorrow. Oh man. Is it your first time back to work since you had your since you were recovering? In any case, I hope it goes well. Yeah, it's kind of funny how you think of like, oh, you realize there's like, oh man, a whole lot of things I want to do right before, you know, your break time ends. Yep, I'm all healed up now. That's fantastic. Oh man, it'll be nice to get back into the swing of things, I imagine. Just to settle back into it. Hopefully that'll go over well. But let us start a run here. So I do have the Survivors of the Void expansion, which we will touch upon maybe a little later. But for now, I just want to start with Old Reliable, the Huntress. She's always my main. She was my primary character in Risk of Rain 2, so we're just gonna get into it. Gonna be rusty drive again. Yeah, I can imagine. So like Risk of Rain 2, you just like drop land onto a planet. Your goal is to find the teleporter. But in Risk of Rain 2, you get to in 3D. It is really interesting to see how they managed to like translate the mechanics to 3D. Like for the most part, kind of turns into a third-person shooter for most characters. Okay, I was trying to remember which one the run button was. I think I realized it's control. Shift is like your mobility skill. And then mouse 1 and mouse 2 do your other attacks, and R tends to be like another ability. Yeah, like Risk of Rain 1, you run around, pick up containers, maybe look for turrets and chests and items that will help bolster your character in some way or another. Like here we have a turret, but unfortunately turrets are stationary. Best part is that they do like move with you between stages, but since they don't like move during a stage, their usefulness is limited. I tend to not pick any up unless I have like an absolute surplus of money and nothing better to spend it on. But even that can be iffy because I forgot what these. I think this is an offensive one. Bonus damage to nearby enemies. Okay, that'll probably come in handy if one of these gets in my face. kind of see like a faint red outline around the Huntress. I assume that's like the proc range for the gem. Anyways, the primary reason the Huntress is my favorite character is because she kind of ignores like most of the third-person shooter roles. Very much fire and forget. It's just like, yeah, as long as your screen is kind of pointing in the general direction of an enemy, you will hit them, right? Most of your abilities will also hit them. So you just click fire and watch something on screen die. It's nice like that. The armor plate, flat damage reduction from all attacks. I'll take that. It's at least good for the first loop, right? When the damage starts scaling out of control, its usefulness is probably a little bit more limited. This is the other fun part about the game. Like, the items you pick up will appear on the character in some way or another, so... Like, the first time you see one of these show up, you can kind of see that appear, and like a little square appears around them. It's like, yeah, your character now has a new little attachment. It's kind of fun, right? I do like it when games kind of reflect their equipment change in some way or another. Alright, always amuses me when you get something like an RPG and they're wearing something like plate armor, but in game they're still wearing like the same tunic they had like at the start of the game. Kind of reminds me of Blood Rain with the third person. Yeah. It's something like that. It's like big open field, kind of wander around, look for stuff, and you got some abilities that'll help you fight enemies in some way or another. Ah, there it is, the teleporter. You know, funny thing about the teleporter is that at first it was like a lot harder to spot because, you know, being 3D means a lot more directions to look around and it would be easier to miss it, understandably. So I think while this game was in early access, they actually changed it so that there would be like red particles when you are like around the range of the teleporter, so you'd have like a better idea of where it would be, right? If you just like start seeing red glowing firefly-like things everywhere, then you know you're closing in on them. That's like pretty cool. But yeah, all the other hallmarks are here. You got the various shrines that can have various effects, like one where you gotta pay HP to potentially get something, and other ones that will maybe challenge you to clear a wave of enemies, and ones that will up the difficulty of a boss. It's all here. Actually pretty funny is that Risk of Rain Returns, right? The remake actually brought back some of the stuff they introduced in 2 to the original game. Like, if I remember correctly, drones weren't a thing in like the original Risk of Rain. That was actually started in Risk of Rain 2, and then they brought it back into 1 for Risk of Rain Returns. And it's kind of funny how these two games have kind of, you know, built off of each other in a way. Also, when it comes to mobility, I really like Huntress's blink, because you just like aim it in any direction, she just like dashes towards it. So you can kind of use it to like close gaps or get yourself a little extra vertical distance. It's a very, very good character. I'm desperately like looking for items, and I've only found like 3 of them so far. I know this is stage 1, and probably not gonna overload us, but also this is like my first time back to the game in about a year, actually. When I went back to like start this game up again, I saw, oh, last played was like March 2023. Oh, so it has been a year. Ha! Would have thought. One of the other things they kind of backported back to Returns was also the alternate skills. I think. Don't quote me on that. If I remember correctly, in the original Risk of Rain 1, everyone kind of had like their ability set, and that was it. But Returns gives everyone the alternate skills, which actually had its start in 2 as well. Although, unlike Returns, which at least gives you the trials you can kind of use as like an alternative way to get the skills quickly, here you do have to. You only get the one way, so if you can't like manage to complete the particular task they want you to do, well, you're kind of out of luck, up the creek without a paddle, as they say. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, it's a jump pad. Did I not realize that was a thing? Ooh, syringe. Yeah. Now we're cooking. Extra attack speed is always appreciated. Anything that can just like increase DPS in general, it's a good thing. Alright, I don't think I've explored these rings yet. I know I'm probably doing like a really terrible job of being efficient right now. See you change your profile pic again. I have. I figured, hey, it's almost spring. Why not freshen things up, right? Because February's done, so maybe I'll just stow that themed profile pic away until next year. Yeah, that was actually the art I used for the profile pic was actually like the first piece of art I commissioned on Skeb. So it was like after hearing about so many other people going, oh man, I gotta keep my budget in check, I gotta stop asking so many people on Skeb for art. I decided to see what the hubbub was all about, and I was like, ah, yeah, I can see it now. Right, it almost feels like a blind bag in a way, right? You just like give an artist, you know, some money, maybe if you want, give them a few guidelines, but you can also go, hey, just draw my character, or I'll leave all the details up to you, and then you'll get something out of it. And I'm like, yeah, I like the one I got. Looks good, something straight out of an ensemble anime. It does kind of feel like that, yeah. It's like the icon you would see in like a series of like 20 icons of the whole cast. Right, like there would be like other chibi-esque icons for the other characters as well. All right, I spent 10 minutes on this stage. Maybe it's about time I just go for the teleporter and get out of here. Yeah, until you get that primary sketch, it's like nail biting time. Oh yeah, I absolutely get that feel. It's why I can appreciate when you know the artist does come back the first time with the sketch and is like, hey, here's the sketch, tell me what you think. Like 9 times out of 10, the sketch is okay. I usually won't have to ask for anything more, but yeah, it's nice that they offer it up. Should I, you know what, I got all this money to waste. Whoa! Okay, you know what, we'll hold it there. Let's just activate the teleporter. There's actually one person I did commission art for recently who did ask a lot. It's like, hey, do you want any changes? Are you sure you want any changes? So I finally decided to just go, hey, yeah, you know what? There's one thing I could probably think to add. So I did go, yeah, just like add this particular detail here. And they're like, all right. And you know, it was a detail that I appreciated, and that would actually enhance the picture in a way. So that's like pretty cool. I don't know. I guess I can get it, right? I'm guessing like some artist might get a little paranoid if someone just goes through the entire process saying, "Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I love it. It looks good." Because I've definitely read quite a few horror stories about artists who kind of had people like that, and then suddenly at the end, after the end result has been delivered, they're like, "Wait, what? What? This looks like crap. Why did you even let this through?" And the artist can only go, "Well, you agreed to it the whole way through. I don't know what to say, man." So I can understand the apprehension a little bit, at least. Yeah, unlike Risk of Rain 1 and even Returns, there is a minimum range you have to be in the teleporter to keep it charging up, which I guess makes sense. Really is kind of like a hold the line kind of deal. Alright, one more go here, probably. Oh, wait, that gives me money. I didn't realize. That wasn't chance at items or anything. Alright, 13 minutes later, we're finally entering stage 2. Heh. I am efficient. Primary sketch for my profile pic was more angular in the jawline, so after rounding him out a bit, it was all ready to be painted on stream. Oh man, that's exciting. And I think with like every artist I've commissioned, I was like, yeah, you know what, just, you know, if you want to do whatever you want with it, right? If you want to work with it on stream, go right ahead. Because hey, I'm like a small fella. It's like not like this is anything earth-shatteringly important that needs to be hidden or anything. It's just for my personal satisfaction. So like, do whatever you will with it. Anything that helps you. Like, help me help you. Does different styles depending on your budget. Ah, I've seen plenty of artists like that, right? The most common one is like, yeah, well, I'll do like a, you know, a headshot, full body, half body, thighs up, you know, depending, and you know, they're priced accordingly. And some others that might, you know, give you a detailed background or let you have like a time lapse of the sketch for varying prices as well. It's pretty cool. The time-lapse one must be pretty crazy, though, because you imagine they have to record the entire time, and they pretty much just have to, like, you know, concentrate on the drawing the whole time. Really not much point at which they can take breaks unless they do, like, long ones in between long sessions. Delicate watch. Deals bonus damage, breaks at low health. And these kinds of items always give me anxiety. It's like, yeah, you'll only get the benefit, but only if you can keep a certain condition. Otherwise, you lose it forever. Thankfully, I can, like, you know, supplement that with a bunch of other sources that will stay no matter what happens. Oh, that's another watch, but I think I should probably go for the goat hoof. Increased movement speed. Look at that, now you can see the Huntress's left, or right foot is now, has the goat hoof. Is it just like a giant boot, or is that like a proper replacement? I'll leave that thought up to you. Totally Flat is the cheapest shaded cell shade, and mine is painterly. Ooh, that's pretty cool too. Different styles. don't think I've gone for like anything substantially different, though. Most of mine have just been like, you know, anime style, which probably fits, at least, because, you know, anime character. Oh, but I think I can see why Skeb is so appealing. I guess we'll swing back around to that, because, yeah. The whole idea, you know, just go onto a site, you know, find an artist whose style you like, go, hey, draw me this, and then they will draw you that. And the fact that it kind of has that sort of blind box feel to it. It's like opening a present in a way. You don't quite know what you're gonna get, but it's probably gonna be good. Probably gonna be real good. It's a huge rabbit hole on DeviantArt and Fur Affinity. Oh, I bet. Hey, there's a teleporter. Man, I remember when DeviantArt was kind of like the premier fan art site, right? If you were an artist, if you knew someone who did art, right, who had like a big art hobby, chances are they would probably had an account on DeviantArt. Fortunately, I think that site kind of like fell victim to getting a bunch of changes that no one was a fan of, and I don't hear too much about it anymore. Kind of a shame, because there were like a few artists I did follow on DeviantArt for a little while. But either they've like closed their accounts or the accounts are like just not updated anymore. Guess it's just like the life cycle of the internet, right? Things will just rise and fall in popularity. Sometimes they might stick around, sometimes they might not. Holy cow. I'm getting like so many. Oh no. Nice thing about falling into bottomless pits, it's you just take damage, right? It's not instant death. Same deal in like Risk of Rain 1. So I do like that, right? When the penalty for dropping into a pit isn't you dead. Makes it a little less annoying, especially in a game of this type where, you know, the roguelike nature of the game means that if they did have like a death penalty for falling into a pit, oops, like here, like, well, make navigating these stages a lot more tricky, that's for sure. Enough Shadow X Sonic content to sink a ship with DeviantArt. Oh yeah. All sorts of fan art. There was one artist I used to follow who kind of started primarily by doing a lot of Fire Emblem fan art. Then they like moved over to doing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh fan art. And then they closed their account. Kind of a shame, but I hope they're doing okay. It's all you can really do, right? If someone kind of just disappears off the internet, you can just, all you can do is just go, yeah, I hope they're doing fine, right? I hope they manage to find their calling in life, or they manage to move on to better things. I'm sure we've all, anyone who's been online long enough has probably had some online acquaintances go that route. Right. You're like just talking with them regularly for the longest time, and then one day they just kind of drop off, right? They just disappear. Not quite sure what happened to them, but all you can really do is just hope they're doing all right. Oh my god. Oh, I think I hit the jump pad. I thought that was like a boss explosion that sent me pushing way off, but I think I hit the jump pad instead. Whoops. Alright. So yeah, you saw for a moment there, the objective text went, "Get back to the teleport zone!" Alright, I think I only spent 10 minutes on this stage compared to 13 minutes on the other stage, so a little better. The structure of runs in Risk of Rain 2 is pretty similar to Risk of Rain 1. You just right, you go through 5 stages, and then you can choose to go to the final stage. You can either choose to go to the final stage, or you can choose to like loop back around to stage 1. And things get harder from there. Alright. Nothing left to do except peace out. A modern version of get to the chopper! It is pretty amusing how some lines have just absolutely stood the test of time. To the point now where it's like, you know, people who hear the lines these days will only know it for the meme and less about the work in which it came from. I remember talking with someone about F, and they were actually pretty shocked to learn that was like a thing that actually happened in a video game. Or I guess they were pretty shocked to learn like where it came from, because I guess they didn't know where it was from before, because they only knew it from, like, you know, watching other streamers going, yeah, F's in chat. And, you know, when I told them, it's like, nah, this came from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And they were like, whoa, I didn't know that. Or, Extra Doubt. Maybe not one you see as often, but it does pop up every now and then. Like, out of context, you would have no idea, but... Oh yeah, everyone knows the famous, "You can't handle the truth!" But all I want is the truth. But you can't handle the truth! That and let's do the time warp again. And Groundhog Day. Right, it's kind of like the first movie to kind of do the whole repeat a short period of time over and over and over. Right, it's to the point where, like, you know, other works have some sort of similar plot. They will inevitably reference Groundhog Day in some way or another. Or, you know, a lot of things like that. I'm sure you can think of others. This is like the other thing I do with this game, where it's like, oh, I see a spot with stuff I can buy, don't have the money. I'm just gonna stick around and kill enemies until I get enough money. Just a matter of time, right? Just gotta wait for him to spawn. I only need like $9, you know, just an enemy can show up anytime now. I mean, there's $9 I need. There we go. Let's get the coffee. Increased attack speed and movement speed is highly welcome. Used to hear so many Ace Ventura quotes when it came out. Oh yeah. Then again, Jim Carrey just seems to have a penchant for making tons of meme-worthy moments. I swear, I can't go like walking 5 feet without seeing like some sort of liar reference. Or, you know, nowadays it would be like his role as Eggman. Even last night, I used like a glove when on the friend stream when I did a 180 into a parking space. Oh hey, there's a teleporter. Ah! Oh man. This is the problem with the blink ability. Sometimes I misjudge the distance it travels and end up sailing off the edge, like I did in this last stage a few times. Ah, yeah, here's like one of the challenge shrines. It's like, hey, here's a couple of challenging enemies to defeat. Take them out. You'll get some money experience, and you know what? That's worth its weight in money, in gold items. Some other items around here I can pick up, like. Oh yeah, and I got like so much cash now, I can just... What? Seriously, a third one? I don't normally get this many legendary items in a single run. At least I don't remember doing so. Maybe this is like confirmation anti-bias in me speaking. Maybe this is what they call like the fabled streamer luck. Just getting lucky. Honestly, they're all strong enough such that, you know, doesn't matter which one you get. Even if it's, like, maybe not the most useful to your build, the benefits it gives you are good enough that you'll probably have a... You'll be all the better for having it. I do like the chance to block damage item is represented by a teddy bear. Can you imagine what that teddy bear must be made of to be able to just, like, completely negate damage? Like, man. Gotta be like the most stainless steel, like, type of stuffing there is, or something like that. It's like, just, like, shredded adamantium shavings or something. Carbotanium or something, yeah. Carbonox. I think that was the strongest armor set name in Ratchet and Clank. I keep on forgetting that control is the sprint button and not shift. I think like every other video game I play, sprint is usually shift, but this one it's control. Shift is your movement ability. Okay, I think I've seen everything. Let's get out of here. Hey, look at that! Only 7 minutes spent on stage 3. We're making progress. Now I got this armor reducer legendary. This boss is gonna fall even harder. See, it didn't even get to like the whole suck phase. It just kind of just died. Alright, where's the item it dropped? Probably ended up on, like, the platform here. Yes, it did. Right in front of the barrels. How fitting. Chance on kill to drop an ammo pack that resets all skill cooldowns. That'll come in handy. Yep, now we wait. And we wait. And that's the fun part about when you know you got something good in Risk of Rain 2, right? You just annihilate the boss in seconds, and the rest of the time you're kind of just holding out, wait for the teleporter to charge. I mean, hey, it's money and experience. I'm not gonna complain about that. Ooh, look, an ammo box. Probably should have saved that. Oh, it's ready. Let's get out of here. Wow. Sound effects are kind of nuts. Ooh, Siren's Call. I like this stage. I wonder if I can do the hidden trigger for this one. This is like the one stage I can like regularly pull off like the interactive parts of it with regularity. These eggs here, just destroy them. You know, no real reason to it. We just gotta take them out because you know everything here is trying to kill us, and why not mitigate that a little bit? Surely nothing bad will come of it. Oh dear. Oh, wait, teleporter. Okay, so now I know where that is. Alright. It's another one down. And I guess I can appreciate the Huntress's reticle will also highlight those eggs. Just to let you know they're there. Ooh, first chest. Where, really? Fourth one and crit strike, steal 100% damage? This is on top of like having the one item that boosts my crit rate. You're on a roll with items, I know, right? Is that like number 4? I'm like almost pretty certain that it's usually a challenge to get even 1. To have 4 in the same run is kind of blowing my mind right now. I'm pretty sure difficulty really only modifies like the amount of time you have before the difficulty steps up, and like your health regen rate, and you know, enemy health and all that. It should not affect the drop rate, as far as I know. I could be wrong though. There could be like hidden modifiers to it that I don't know about and I've forgotten about. Really? All my attacks explode? I'm not just getting, like, legendary items, I'm getting good legendary items. What the actual heck? So yeah, you know, all my arrows, now they have, like, little explosive tips at the end of them. You know, just aim at an enemy, shoot the arrows, and then boom, boom, boom. Get a series of explosions, just like that. Green arrow, eat your heart out. Are you secretly sat there with a Lucky Charm while you're playing this? Incidentally, I did buy like a box of Lucky Charms cereal. I don't know if that's like related in any way. Offer an altar of gold. If I remember correctly, this will let me access a special stage afterwards, so I'll pour all my money in there. Man, I don't think I've found, like, any more egg nests since those other 2. Okay, green items here. Which one should I get? Oh, you know what, that's... Oh, it's $281, so, okay. I gotta kill a few things first. That shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't be too hard to accumulate. Oh, nope, just like that. Boom. Ukulele! And his music was electric. Boogie, 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 boogie. No, I know that's not the reference, but that's what came to mind when I saw that. Okay. Ah, critical strikes heal me. That'll come in handy. How serendipitous after we were discussing birds the other night. Okay. So, this was a thing introduced in Survivors of the Void. Some stages might randomly have like a void zone in there. You kind of come in here and you just, get like this really bad fog effect and a bit of a health drain, and your goal is to kind of like take out every last one enemy in this area. And if you manage to do so... you'll clear out the void area and kind of unlock, like, stuff inside for general use. As you saw there, I almost did not make it. I perhaps got a little too hasty jumping in there, but I managed to pull it off, thankfully. Wow. Kind of funny, I'm seeing a lot of 3D printer items. I think this is like around the time at which kind of 3D printers were rising to prominence, so makes sense. Oh man, like a collapsed one. I think I can pick between one of the two, either a guaranteed health kit, or try my chance at this. Okay. High damage hits also blast enemies with a runic fire tornado, recharges over time. Hey, okay, that'll come in handy. Oh man. Thought for sure I would have found like more nests in this area here, but what's my status? 40 minutes. I'm just gonna explore this place a little bit more and see if I can perhaps find it, because I do want to... Wait, there's one. Thanks, Reticle. Making up for my lack of spatial awareness and ability as an observation. Okay, there's gotta be... Did I already go out here? No, I didn't. What do you have here? Temporary barrier on kill. You know what? That'll come in handy. Any form of damage mitigation helps, at least in the early, at least early on. Can I go up this way? I don't think there's anything up there. More stuff over here, at least. Another 3D printer, which I don't need. I'll have to keep track of how many nests I've annihilated. I think I'm at 3. Oh, I thought those were eggs. They're not eggs. See, I don't even need to do anything. Like, occasionally my Tesla coil will just fire up and keep the area clear for me. I don't think I explored out here. Something they want us to do? Yeah, probably. I see stuff over here ripe for the pickings. Although I probably could have just, like, jumped across the gap, too. Didn't need to do that. This is no need for parkour here. I find that to be a problem sometimes. I rack my brain trying to find a solution to a problem so much. Mostly because, like, I end up on a certain track I keep on trying on that track, and it turns out like the actual solution to the problem was a lot more mundane and easily accomplished by like focusing on some other aspect of it. I feel like that's something we could probably relate to. I'm sure we've all had our moments where we maybe overthought the problem. I know I have. My God. Where are the other nests? Probably like some other parts of this area that I just have not gone through yet. Oop. So only hit the jump pad. Yeah, I think I went that way. And the simplest answer is always staring you in the face. Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. I see I'm on the brink of death. Maybe I should peace out. Never mind, trying to trigger the secret. That might be an exercise in futility now. Yeah, it's the kind of thing with this game. It's very easy to kind of go from, you know, being at the top of your game to being at like the brink of death before you even know it. If you're not paying attention, this game will do you in, even on the easiest difficulty. Alright. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's just get out of here. Oh no, the magma worm! Dreaded foe from Risk of Rain 1. Perhaps a little bit more harrowing in 2 because, you know, you have no idea which direction it'll be coming, but... much like, Risk of Rain 1, if you got, like, some form of multi-hit DPS skill or item, you'll do it in quickly enough. Now we just spend the rest of our time waiting. Alright, so I think I spent like 13 minutes on this stage. We're kind of backsliding a little bit here. That's the kind of thing that kind of like shocks you, right, when you see it, right? It's like, you think you're going for this leisurely stroll, you look at the timer, and then you realize, oh man, I spent a lot more time on this stage than I thought. Poof, poof, poof. This glaive is nuts, man. It's like, it'll do up to 7 ricochets, so as long as you have at least 2 enemies, you're guaranteed to get, like, a ton of hits on it. It's almost like the kind of thing you want to wait for, right? At one, with like, 1 enemy on screen, it's a decent enough source of burst damage, but if you got, like, more than that, then you got yourself a good crowd clearer right there. Anyways, let's enter the gold portal. You know, you do have the chance to just advance to the next stage anyway if you wanted to, but we're not going to do that. Unless they give us a chance at the bonus round, we're going to go here. Hidden Realm, Gilded Coast. So this stage is pretty straightforward. You can see the objective is rebuild Halcyon beacons, and it's just these things here, right? You pay money to activate them like you would pay money to a shrine to kind of use its effects. Right. Do that 7 times, and then you get to fight the area boss. But it's pretty nice, because this one kind of, you know, exists outside of that sort of 6-stage structure, so might give you a slight extra chance to get additional items, experience, and things like that. Help bolster your character a little bit more in preparation for that final stage. I actually, I got enough money to activate a bunch of these beacons, so let's do that. So yeah, you can see here, the halfway point, the boss gets summoned, but if I remember correctly, they're still immune. You can't do anything to them until you get all the beacons lit. They're just able to harass you now. Alright, one more. I just need one more. Give it to me. There we go. Light them up. Now, Aria Knight knows you're here. Well, actually, Aria Leonite actually already knew we were here like 3 beacons ago, but, you know. What? I'm assuming my watch also broke. Yeah, that laser comes, you just put something in between you and the boss. Seems to be like the rule of these kinds of bosses. If you have some way to break line of sight, you can evade a good number of their attacks. Of course, they have things like that too, to make sure you can't just like camp behind a rock for the entire fight. Well, I probably should not have survived that, but I did. So we can grab ourselves an item and be on our way. Look at that. Now we can summon the boss here during the teleporter event. That's cool. And now we're off to the actual Stage 5. The Sky Meadow. If I remember correctly, you always encounter this stage as Stage 5. It's like the Wily's Castle of Risk of Rain 2, I mean. I remember Risk of Rain 1 had that other thing. Anyways, this here is kind of how you get access to the artifacts in this game. Because in Risk of Rain 1, they're just like scattered everywhere, and you could potentially... They all require like different things to get to them, but in Risk of Rain 2, it's always just, yeah, you find this particular facility here, you have to put the code at those 9 things down there, and potentially open up a portal where you have to do like a little challenge to get at the artifact, and you just succeed, you unlock the artifact for future runs. I guess the advantage to that is that, of course, you know, it's in one place, so once you find it, you can always come back here to unlock new artifacts. The downside is that you can only unlock 1 artifact per run. Right, if you want to do another one, you just have to, you'll have to loop around again and come back to the facility to get another one, but yeah, it's a trade-off between consistency and time, and I imagine everyone will have their preferences one way or another. Anyways, this is the actual Sky Meadows stage. That was like a little bottom secret area which we got to start in, which I'm falling back down into. You know what? I think I have enough money for that drone over there now. Why don't we go get that real quick? Yep. I just got enough money as I was walking over here. I didn't have enough money when I started walking over here. That would have been embarrassing. Imagine if I walked over here and realized, oh wait, no, I actually needed $500, not $300, like I thought before. Okay, let's go actually explore the top side for real. Man, it's like Gurren Lagann. Remember when Simone finally like blasted into like the surface world He's like high up in the sky, just like sees this great expanse everywhere. You see his face going, "Oh my god! Is this what I've been missing out on?" That was a pretty good moment. Gotta admit. Oh, there's a teleporter. You can see the design is quite different. Right, it's a lot more ornate, a lot more decorated. Well, we'll get this since we don't have it yet. Move fast out of combat. That'll actually come in handy. Because this area has a lot of nooks and crevices that they could just be like stowing away. They could be hiding away chests in. A little crazy. You can see here our Huntress is just moving. She got so many mobility upgrades, it's not even funny. Another watch. Let's see if I can actually hold on to it this time. Oh man, okay. Nice thing is that if you know where the attacks are coming from, then you can usually juke them with not too much trouble. Honestly, the fact that you could potentially be hit from behind is kind of like why everyone has some form of innate health regeneration. It's not a lot, but it'll at least, you know, help stave off a stray shot here and there, which is always appreciated. Alright, nothing out here, so let's take our way back. Oh man. Shrine of Combat. Yeah, let's do it. A little extra money. Oh, geez. Okay. Just having Lemurians spawn right behind me. How dare they? I mean, it's kind of inviting it, right? It's like, hey, here's a combat challenge. They realized just how many of them there were going to be, and that they were going to be, like, everywhere. Oh boy. The world? I didn't think those enemies were supposed to show up in the first loop. What's also surprising is that I have not found like a single equipment item in this run. Yeah, I guess that's the trade-off, right? I got like all these extra good items, and my trade-off is that I don't have an equipment item to kind of help me out. Help eke out a little bit more DPS, as it were. Oh, here's another one. Hey, another key. I wonder if I'll be able to use it, considering there's only one more stage after this. Now, there is a Hapu feather in this game that gives you the ability to double jump like it does in Risk of Rain 1. I just have not found one yet. Killing drone, yeah, I'll get that. What's this? Oh! Lunar coin. Okay, so this is like one of the new things they added for Risk of Rain 2. The lunar items, they usually have some sort of trade-off. And if I remember correctly, it's also like a prerequisite to get a character. I think if you get like a certain set of lunar items, you can also transform yourself into another character for that run. So it's like pretty interesting. Fortunately, I haven't like gone too far into trying lunar items because I don't like trade-offs. I don't know if I've mentioned that already, but yeah. I don't like having to sacrifice a thing to get another thing, unless the thing I'm sacrificing is not something that's, like, I use frequently. So, you know, if I were, like, playing an archer and I get an item that might, like, decrease, I don't know, my magic attack or something like that, I might be okay with that. Among this, I think this might be the one to get. Not really everything that's up here. Alright. Oh, I think that's a void zone. Alright. Let's go take care of that. So as we take care of these. Thankfully this void zone is in a much better position. I don't have to go inside. Kind of just like stay out here and try to pick off any enemies that might be in there. Oh, I think I got them all. Alright, cool. Got so much money to burn now, let's just spend all of it. We'll get it all. Alright, anything up here? Here. Nothing down here. Alright, maybe we'll take a run down like the bottom part and then crack this sucker open. That was almost like a grape lollipop. Though I imagine if you tried to like put that in your mouth, it would have much more severe consequences. I forget which show it came from, but I remember watching like an old sci-fi show where there was like a weird crystalline growth on a thing, and then like, you know, some red shirt went and touched it, and suddenly like the crystalline growth appeared on his mouth, and he ended up suffocating. I don't know why that scene stuck with me so much, but it did. Uh-oh. I forget if that AoE blast is like really deadly or just really annoying, but I certainly don't want to stick around to find out. I suppose that's like the thing with watching TV shows as a kid. Even the moments that, you know, would seem innocuous or laughable these days are the ones that kind of just, like, stuck with you because, you know, kids you might not have... It was a lot more real. Felt a lot more real. Even if it totally wasn't. Oh, you know, there's, like, another moment that actually stuck with me. Like, who remembers, like, the old Charlotte's Web animated film? I watched that back in the day, and, I don't know, spoilers for Charlotte's Web, I guess, so, but, you know, after a point in the movie, Charlotte passes away, and I remember in the animated film, they depicted it as Charlotte just collapsing. But for some reason, kid me thought that Charlotte melted, and that was kind of like the thing I ran with for the longest time. That Charlotte melted when her life was done. Of course, now I know now that was just like, you know, the G-rated, kid-friendly version of Spider passing away, but for some reason I thought she melted, and you know, I know better now. Anyways, this is the final stage. Commencement! This is where it all goes down. You just have this really long hallway, kind of just up. It's like a really long build-up. Long lead-up. What's at the other end? I don't know, you can start seeing glimpses of it. Very blue and gray scenery. Now we get ourselves a little bit of a long bridge. Hey, look! There's our escape, our ship. Unfortunately, it's being barricaded right now, so I guess we'll have to keep moving. Thankfully, it's not quite as excruciating, because Huntress has a lot of move speed. Anyways, gotta contend with, like, a lot of these mofos. Find a way to release the rescue ship. Alright, so the way this stage works is that you kind of have to go around and explore it for 4 spots with pillars. And then you gotta go activate them. Once you activate 4 pillars, then you can proceed to the next phase of the stage, which is pretty much the boss fight. It's the boss fight. Spoilers, I guess. It's the boss fight. Some of the pillars are in here. There's like 4 pillar types. You have the pillar of mass, which if I remember correctly, this is just a hold the line while the point of interest charges type of pillar. You know, a bunch of enemies will accost you, and you just gotta kind of dodge around. Slightly more annoying because these enemies can leave behind damage fields, which decrease the amount of you know, safe area that you can stand in, but guess you gotta make do with what you got, huh? Fairly slow charge rate too, so he'll be here for a bit. Just long enough that it might become a problem if you get overrun. Oh, I guess if it isn't already apparent, this game does have that whole difficulty scaling over time mechanic, like Risk of Rain 1. Although if you remember, like Risk of Rain 1, the meter was represented vertically, and in here the meter is represented horizontally. And it does let them do like a really funny thing, like once you hit the max difficulty. Hey, anyone wanna do a little chain running? Look at that, parkour! Oh yeah, I'm so good. Alright, let's go to another area and see if we can find more pillars. So now, yeah, you can see now the objective pops up, charge pillars! Okay, I'm gonna wait for my dash to recharge. Oh, blink. It's a blink. I just use it to dash so much that I've grown accustomed to calling it a dash. Here, perhaps? Or is this it? Wait, no, those are cauldrons. Oh, they gotta be something over here, right? A lot of these. But hey, you just throw in some items and you'll get the items shown in return. I think the issue there is that you don't know which items will get thrown in there, so if you happen to have an item that's like really beneficial to your character, and that's the item they decide to put in there, well, tough luck. Such is the nature of a roguelite, I guess. Alright, I'll just make my way back. Jump over here. here. So this stage actually had like a different design in early access. It used to be like just a very much more straight marathon. It was, you went like a really long linear stage. But I guess there were enough complaints about it that they changed it to what it is now. Anyways, Pillar of Blood. This is the one where they like induce a constant health drain on you, but it charges very quickly. So as long as you have like some form of some way to restore your health, it's not too bad. Otherwise, you're kind of like biting your teeth, hoping that the enemies don't do you in when you're critical. There's also 3 of them, so we could actually just like get this done here and now if we wanted to. So how do we do that? Blood! Uh-oh. Thankfully, constant stream of enemies means that we probably won't be at risk unless one of them actually gets a good hit in on us. I guess I actually gotta be up here. Alright. And pop. It's a pretty short range, too. Alright, there we go. All pillars activated. See what this means shortly. So yeah, you can see like out here there are new pillars of light. Just let you denote, hey, go here, because those are now jump pads that are activated. So let's take ourselves to the jump pads, shall we? Just gotta find our way there first. My kingdom for a Hapu feather. I could really use a Hapu feather. Maybe some way to like cool down my mobility ability. That would be nice too. Alright, here we go. Yeet! Yep, we're going all the way up here, up to this arena. Well, I guess, yeah. Spoilers, it's an arena. And it is here where we will fight the final boss. Boof! Kinda just pops down. Mithrix, King of Nothing. Anyways, despite having like a huge ass hammer, this guy can dash like an anime character. It's a little wild, let me tell you. Uh-oh. Anyways, the whole thing with this character is that, they can deal oodles of damage, so if you're not careful, you might end up eating a big hit, and that might just, like, spiral. See, even with, like, my current stacked loadout, this guy's taking a little while to fall. Uh-oh. Gonna shockwave again. Alright, I'm ready for you. Alright, here comes phase 2. It's almost like a final boss staple. You always gotta have, like, the minions phase. It's gonna run away for a bit and you gotta deal with all his lackeys for a moment here. Oh boy, they're actually taking me on. Actually giving me a run for my money. one more. Or I guess one more big one. There's still little enemies to contend with. Alright. Oh wait, a little bit more, I think. Nope, nope, he's coming back. You heard the music change. You can hear the music's like picking up now. I guess this is like phase 3 of the fight. You know, he's a little faster, his attacks have a little bit more to deal with. We'll also have new ones. I wonder if he'll do the attack that I absolutely despise him doing. It's like one particular attack more than any other that tends to be like the run ender. Oh, it's this one. Okay, yep. Even if you think you anticipate it, these things usually move fast enough that, you know, you might end up getting caught in a blast here or there. And that's usually spells the beginning of the end for you, so you gotta, like, super careful. Oh, I can see my, apparently, at some point my healing drone blew up. Fortunately, I have no time to look for it. I just gotta beat up Mithrix. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. The final part. Hey, what are you doing? Those are mine! Give it back! How dare you! Yeah, this is the final phase. He just, like, takes most of your stuff. Most of the stuff that's, like, useful to you. But as you beat him up, you get it back. You still gotta be careful because, you know, you can still eat it super hard, but... Also, he's, like, a whole lot weaker, right? Anyways, you take him out, right? After phase 4, it's over. That's right. Your reign is over, Mithrix. Moon detonation imminent! Oh god, 3 minutes! On your feet, we are leaving! Anyways, y'all remember Metroid? It's kind of like that. So yeah, now it's just like, hey, remember that rescue ship that had the barrier? Yeah, go back to that. Also, there's like shit exploding everywhere, so be extra careful. Lots of weird enemies too. But yeah, you can imagine, like, you know, the old version in early access, if I remember correctly, also gave you 3 minutes to get back to your ship, but given how much longer that was, you might not actually make it sometimes, and that's interesting. But hey, this is like the teleporter events, right? Just hold out until this thing charges to 100%, and you can get the heck out of here. But you gotta face off against these folks. And they're especially annoying. They're probably the most dangerous enemy, because that self-destructive blast, if you get caught in it for any reason, you're done. That's it. Doesn't matter how much health you have, how much shield you have, how much barrier you have, or what damage reduction you have. It's just instant death. I don't know if the teddy bear blocks it, though. That's the only thing I'm not sure of. I guess the one saving grace that this fight has is that none of the enemies will go inside the zone. They'll all, thankfully, be polite enough to kind of just hang around on the outside. So, you know, as long as you keep moving, find yourself at a good spot, usually okay. We're okay! Alright, screen turns white, and now we get to do the ending cutscene. Gotcha! I just remember the end of the first mission of Call of Duty 4, where Soap is about to... jumps towards the helicopter, barely grabs a hold onto it, it's about to slide off, but then Price notices and grabs her hands. And he just says, "Gotcha!" He pulls you in, just like that. Anyways, we managed to get out of there. The moon goes kablooey, vanishes from existence. I should probably lean this way real quick, just in case. Where does the message appear? Where does it appear? Where do you appear? Show up already. Okay, that's on the left. And so she left, yearning for her next great hunt. Just like Risk of Rain 1, you get that little pithy one-liner related to whatever character you're playing as. So hey, there we go. Risk of Rain 2. We'll run through it. You can see they managed to actually keep the feel of Risk of Rain 1, right? Despite the move to 3D, the structure of it is still pretty similar, right? You run around an area, look for as many items as you can, look for the teleporter, and once you do, kind of play that game of holdout until you make it through. So that's pretty cool. It's like one of my favorite recent examples of like a game going 3D and doing so with aplomb, because they managed to pull it off here, and you know, this is the reason why this game is enjoyed so much by a lot of people. It's like to the point where I think when Risk of Rain Returns came out, people were kind of surprised that was like a 2D game, right? Because most people played it as like a Risk of Rain 2, which is pretty neat, right? And yeah. Although, kind of amusingly enough, we have like a recent example of a game going 3D and also just being like extremely well received for it, like Helldivers 2. I was about that, right? Kind of became like a third-person shooter type of game as well, and just had like an absolute demand overload. Like the first week there, it was just like up to chance if you could connect to the servers or not, but I think they've ironed out those issues, so now everyone's just enjoying that game. I think it like hits well in a lot of ways, right? Just having that whole space versus bugs being a very extremely satirical take on U.S. democracy and things like that, and kind of like, you know, retaining the feel of the original as well without sacrificing anything in the move to 3D, and having like sort of a feedback, right? A gameplay loop that doesn't feel overly predatory. Like I've seen people say that, you know, they're kind of cool with the way the battle pass is because you can get the free stuff like relatively quickly, and you can actually get like some of the premium stuff as well, because apparently you can find like premium currency and missions, and you can use that to get some of the premium stuff if you want. And of course, it's all cosmetic, so you know, if you're not interested in any of that, then you're good. Yeah, Helldivers 2. Still being played to some degree. I still see some streamers just like absolutely playing that like at least once per week, so they managed to hit on something good there, and good on them. Apparently the team is like only 4 people, which makes it all the more astounding that they're able to do the things they do, like, you know, fix the server issues within a week. That feels like they're gonna get hired by someone in the future, right? Trying to think. I think was it The World Ends With You sequel also went 3D. I think people were okay on that. I gotta admit, I didn't like hear too much of it after it got released. Only made a little bit of news when it finally came out on Steam, but otherwise, I don't know. People seem to be cool with it at least, so it's not like it was reviled or anything like that. I guess it's just like the impact the first World Ends With You had was so significant. The fact that Neo perhaps didn't make as much of a splash is kind of weird. I don't remember if this credit sequence was in here in its current form. Maybe it was. It's just been so long since I looked at the credits that I forgot. Look at that victory! Give you a score tally and the summary of all the stuff you picked up. And if you had like multiple people in your group, you could actually shift between them. Sorry about that, loud noises, but I was gonna say, maybe I'll do one more run. I'll do it as the Railgunner. This is a character introduced in the Survivors of the Void expansion, along with, I believe Void Fiend was also a character introduced in Survivors of the Void, which probably makes sense, because, you know, Void. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Railgunner. As you can see, I did unlock a few artifacts. I don't know if I want to activate any of them. I think we'll just do another regular run. Anyways, one more run, just for variety's sake. Ooh, different starting area. Okay. So yeah, you don't always start in snowy area. Sometimes you can start in a grassy field. Anyways, Railgunner, sniper character. Right, you know how snipers work. Although I like the way they implemented snipers in this game, because I don't normally go for sniper characters because my accuracy sucks. But the whole weak spot mechanic they've implemented, right, like each character has a much more... has a larger area to kind of let you get your critical shot in. It's nice. This reminds me of, is it there one weapon in like Ratchet and Clank, a Crack in Time, that does something similar. Like that game's sniper weapon also had a mechanic where you know, they would have highlighted spots when you zoomed in with the scope, and if you hit those spots, you would deal bonus damage to the enemy. It's kind of like that. Although in this game, the weak spots tend to be like the logic areas where you would expect there to be bonus damage anyway, so it would normally be in the head area. It's just that the head area is highlighted a lot more, so you know, it's a lot more probable that you'll be able to kind of fire off that crack shot and nail them in the face. Yeah, as you might expect from a sniper, Railgunner, maybe not much in the ways of mobility, but you know, sniper, that railgun though, pretty freaking good. All right, you just scope in, take them out. The nice thing is that, you know, you don't have to zoom in. There are enemies close by, you can just like do a regular attack, and of course it's a lot not as effective as a railgun shot, but it'll get the job done. Does anyone have like a game like that where the main you have is not like the type of character you would normally main, but you do so in that game because you find them like a lot of fun? I'm trying to think if there's another game where they have something like that, where my main is like not normally a playstyle I go for, but I do so in that game because I enjoy it a lot. Okay, why do these Lemurians jump so much? Yeah, you can see even with like the highlighted areas, I have a bit of trouble nailing the critical shots all the time. That's a me thing. I'm okay with admitting that I am bad at the accuracy. I'm certainly jealous of everyone who can consistently nail headshots in other FPS games. Boy, I would love to be able to do that. Any headshot I get is just a fluke. It's an absolute fluke. Let me tell you. I probably don't need crit chance. I'll probably go for this. Extra boss damage? Sure. Forgot I have these other skills here. I should probably be using. As much fun as it is to snipe with the Railgunner, I really should be exploring and finding more items. That would probably be useful to me. Your move speed while zoomed in is like pretty decent too. Oh, see, I was playing Huntress and I forgot I don't have a blink ability anymore, so I shouldn't have done that. You know, I can't remember if it was like ever a thing, if there was like some sort of mode that you could like mix and match character abilities. Maybe that was like another game I was thinking of. If I remember correctly, I think Gunfire Reborn has something similar to that. It's not like active abilities you take, but you can get access to like another character's passive tree and use that instead. You can imagine potential synergies there. Probably a little bit nuts. I want to do another Gunfire Reborn stream in the future. Maybe I'll revisit that. Since it got the whole season thing going on, and at least check that out before it goes away. I only need to do one more objective before I get like the Prince like waiting screen idle animation. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought it like glitched into the environment for a minute there, but thankfully I didn't. I wonder if stage 1 always has like a lack of chests and items. Really shouldn't be wasting this much time on this stage. Oh. We'll just pop this shrine like a few more times. Get some more items. Oh, it's done. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it teleports around here somewhere. Like, I probably ran across it, I just forget where it is at the moment. Let's keep exploring, shall we? Just need to find red particles. Little red floaty particles that'll let me know where it is. Anytime I'm wondering where something is, I always think of that song lyric from the one Mighty Mighty Boss Tone song, Where Did You Go? Right, I always think, where did you go? I wanna know. I remember first playing that song in Rock Band and just thinking it was so catchy and silly that it just stuck with me. I get stuck with my siblings as well, because they do the same thing anytime any one of us asks, "Where did you go?" And then inevitably one of us will respond, "I want to know." It's got to be around here somewhere, right? Surely I passed by it at some point and I just failed to notice it somewhere. Oh wait, I see it. Yeah, you can see, right, those particles. Even visible from a distance, which is pretty nice. Oh, there's another shrine here. I'll go activate that a few times before I pop this teleporter. Alright, reduce damage first time I'm hit, and maybe I should, like, do stuff. Okay, I think it's time. Which boss will we face off against? Stone Titan. Just like the other folks, they have weak points. Unfortunately, like, complete contrast to the Huntress, I actually gotta use skills to defeat the bosses. I can't just look in the general direction of the boss and then watch it die. Also gotta be extra careful because, you know, once this thing lets loose attacks, I gotta be like... I gotta make sure I don't get overrun like I almost did over there. There we go. Sometimes your viewpoint gets, like, crowded with just a lot of stuff and you're just going by muscle memory. I really need to use that shift ability more often. It would super come in handy. Anyways, this is like actually the Railgunner's alternate ability. She gets a shorter range scope, deals less damage, but I think you can kind of use it to effectively clear closer range enemies. Whereas the other one has like a 10 times scope, which is fantastic if you want to do like long distance kills, but you know, anyone gets close up to you and it's gonna get awkward. Alright. Bleed damage. Eh. See, this is like the one character where that legendary crit damage scope would super come in handy. Because, you know, Railgunner is all about hitting them weak spots and getting the item that really, really ups your weak spot damage would benefit immensely. For sure. So combat trials, what we have to do here. Elite Lemurians, alright. Oh. So many freaking fireballs, holy cow. Y'all need to watch yourself, you might end up like burning your mouth or something. And I'm sure if there's like a particular species that actually does breathe fire, they probably have like, you know, some sort of, you know, built-in way to kind of accommodate for that, right? It's not just like, you know, they breathe fire and then they barbecue themselves. Right, like something about their biology allows them to breathe fire without much harm to themselves. That's most of them. Let's take a chance. Ah. This is fine. I will accept that. More damage to bosses. What's over in this healing chest, I wonder? If I could get those mushrooms, that would be... Okay, healing orb. I'll take that. The short-range scope is also nice when you need to, like, you know, get up close and personal with the crowd. You don't have to rely on your basic attack. You can just zoom in a bit and pick them all off, one by one. Alright, let's see what's in this shrine. Oh, it's more combat, right? It's like it said. Ah! Okay. Okay. Here's another one. I think when it comes down to it, I'm just like really bad at leading the target. Hard for me to try to hit things when they're in motion and when I'm also in motion. If I stand still and the target is also standing still, I get my chances of like actually popping them in the weak spot rise considerably. Alright, we spent 2 minutes in this area. We got like, there's like a whole other half of the stage I can explore. Let's go over there. Don't quote me this, but I'm like pretty sure high level Risk of Rain play is all about just, you know, running around the stage, hitting all the big points of interest, grabbing what items you can, and just activating the teleporter as soon as you can, because the difficulty's not going to wait for you, right? You dilly-dally too long early on, and the enemies will reach a point where their strength will outpace whatever items you might have picked up along the way, so... risk-reward and all that, I guess. Gotta try to power yourself up best you can, but... Hey, double jump. The Hapu Feather. You know, I didn't realize until a little ways in that this feather is, like, most likely named after the company, because, you know, Hapu Games. I'm almost certain their logo is like a bird or a feather or something like that, but yeah. Also, who's like a fan of the soundtrack of this game? I kind of enjoy it. It's like this sort of prog rock style, which I think fits, right? It has this bit of a mysterious feel to it, which makes sense considering, you know, you're exploring this mysterious planet, trying to desperately survive and find a way off. Health Shrine gets pretty insidious, right? Half your health is probably it's a big ask, but something you can manage. 75% health. It's a little bit more, but if you're careful, you could probably still manage that, but the last time you can activate it, it asks for 98% of your health. So you gotta be like extra careful when you decide to pop that off, because, you know, at that point, it's like one wrong move and your run just like ends right there and then. Okay, there's like a whole crap load of you folks here. I gotta go. So I saw an equipment chest here somewhere. Where was that again? Sure, it'd be nice to have some equipment. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Ah, there you are. There was some equipment last stage too, but I just did not pick it up. Oh, a clone of me. Alright, it's got 2 charges. We'll explore, like, the furthest end of this part, and then maybe I should just pop the teleporter to start getting out of here. The situation is starting to get a little bit untenable. Undesirable. Oh wait, is that a chest? Take every advantage I can get. Teleporter's nearby, so we can just activate that right afterwards. Yoink! Activating equipment gives you a burst of attack speed. That actually will probably come in handy. Alright, boom! Let's go. What is this? The Clay Dune Strider. Yeah, I know about you. Okay. Oh god, there's like a lot of you there. Okay, now it's entered the suck phase. Oh, there's like a billion enemies here, so it's actually regenerating kind of at an absurd rate. Oh, this is fantastic. At a certain point, it's gotta stop the suck, right? Yeah, it did. You know what? Activate the clone. Get him out there. Help take some of the heat off of me, would you? Okay, I'll be shocked if I actually manage to complete this run. Okay, does it do the suck thing more than once? No, it doesn't, thankfully. Thanks, clone. Been a real help. Actually been a real help. There we go. We're getting out of here. Any time now? Yep, there we go. Stage 3! Oh, wow. I'm glad that this run is hitting different stages from the last one. Yeah, you remember the other stage 3 was like Iceland, and this is very much not that. Ooh, I want that. Oh, come on, there's gotta be like more dudes here. Watch. By the end of this stage, I'm gonna be wishing there's like fewer dudes around. Ah, well, maybe I can just like survey the stage and see if I can... Oh, there it is. Teleporter's right there. So, I know where to go once I've had my fill getting stuff here. Where am I at? $62. Some enemies down here, right? I could probably just try to pick them off. Oh. See, this is my other muscle memory with shooters. I end up pressing R for reload, but in this game there's no reload, it's just R is another ability. There we go. One down, and that's enough money for this chest, so yoink. Actually reminds me of another stream I was watching a while ago. It was their first time playing Doom 2016. Right, if you remember, that game has no reloading. You know, all your guns just have that maximum ammo capacity. You can just shoot all the way down to 0. But they said they kept on instinctively pressing R to reload because that's just like, you know, what other FPSs do. you gotta reload at some point, so that's just what they do. And I keep forgetting that they didn't have to do that in Doom 2016, but I guess thankfully in Doom 2016 it's not like there's any penalty for pressing R. I don't remember if there's like a control that's bound to R. Okay, where were we at? Okay, I need like $40 more. I can finally start exploring the rest of this place. Come on, give me something, anything. Finally. You know what I do miss from Risk of Rain 1? If I remember correctly, when the difficulty changes in Risk of Rain 1, you'd actually hear like the ringing of bells. Right? It's like signaling the bells of your doom. But in this game, they just kind of play the same little highlight sound that you hear elsewhere, so doesn't quite stand out as much. You might not even realize the difficulty has increased sometimes. It's a little bit annoying. Alright, $90 for something in here. Now let's get more boss killer potential. I feel like I'll probably need a lot of it, especially towards the end. Like, you saw how much of a challenge Mithrix was as a Fire and Forget character. You can imagine it'll be a lot more harrowing with a character that actually requires skills to use properly. Look at that. Oh my god. There we go. First try! Oh wait. Hey there! Good thing you have an obvious weak spot. Man, they even stagger when they're hit. It's actually a bit of a boon. Oh, what the heck? And all the way down here for a 3D printer. Now, occasionally, I think I have actually run to it a few times. You'll run into features. I think they call them like scrappers or junkers or something like that. But you can feed it any unwanted items you have, and you'll get like scrap of that particular rarity. So if you were to go to like say a 3D printer and try to get an item, it would prioritize trading in scrap first, which is pretty convenient, all things considered. I just have not taken advantage of it. You know what I could really use right now is actually this. Bonus damage to enemies above 90% health. You imagine for a Railgunner, that's just better. This is straight up better. We have your question mark or Teddy. I think I'd go for Teddy. There are some enemies that their the effectiveness of like the next one you get will decrease as you pick up like new ones, like an exponential sort of decrease in a way. Okay, I think I've explored everything up here. Do I want to swap out my equipment? I kind of like the clone I have right now, so I'll probably stick with that. Just jump down here. Start exploring this part. I do find it kind of amusing that the timer in this game measures like the time taken right down to like 1/100th of a second. That's the kind of thing you normally see in like racing games. Then again, there are some racing games that also will measure time all the way down to like down to a millisecond even sometimes. You know, there are other games that have like time trials that aren't racing games. They might do things by hundredths of a second as well, so not too out of place. I just find it amusing here. You got like the speedrun tech in a way. Alright, one more area to explore, and then I'll go to the teleporter and we'll start getting out of here. Ooh, a chest. Look at that, just hidden behind the barrier, so if you're just like normally walking through this circle, you might miss it, but... At least I would have. I'm pretty sure I would have done that if I were to just like, you know, encircle the perimeter. Times like these, I miss Huntress's blink. With that and the Hapu feather, I probably could have cleared that gap, but with this character, I have to use another method. And funny thing is, I'm using the alternate ability of what would normally have been a potential mobility method. The device I use. Right, because normally her shift throws out like a concussive blast, which you can kind of use to, you know, propel yourself in a particular direction if you wanted to, but the one I have just slows down enemies and projectiles, so I can't quite use that to move myself around. Might end up being my downfall. Especially since I only get one of them. The concussive mines, I get like 2. Doing damage heals me. Alright, that'll be useful. Hey, I like this. Armor-piercing rounds, always handy. And one more. Yeah, sticky bomb. You know what? Should be fine. Probably come in handy for the bigger enemies. Okay. I've seen everything. Let's get out of here. Or it gets worse. Still averaging like 10 minutes per stage. Luckily we're in a big open area, so I'll have a bit of room to kind of move around if I need to. Grove Tender. Oh god, I think there's 2 of them? What happens if I get grabbed by one of those chains? Well, thankfully they're not a very mobile boss, so... Hey, cool. Jumping while sprinting thrusts me forward. I like that. Time to just objective survive my way through this, except I will survive unless I get hit by too many stray attacks. Just stay scoped in here for too long and end up seeing my health go down to... You know what? I keep forgetting I have these clones here I could just pop. Would really help in a situation like this. Oh. Alright, 2/3 of the way there. Okay, so they show you your allies on the side of the screen there, so I can at least get an idea of their status, if they're still active or not. Alright, I think I got most of them. There we go. Let's get out of here. Onwards to the 4th stage. Now, we're back here. Sundered Grove. Oh, nope. We're not back. This is actually a different stage. Well, that ended up being a non-choice, huh? Could either pick the guaranteed gas canister, or I could pick the random item, which turned out to be a gas canister. Funny how that works. It's like they want me to light the world on fire. Fire, yeah. It's another reference that just pops to mind. Anytime anyone mentions fire, I just think of Beavis and Butthead. And they're fire, yeah. You know, the funniest part of that is I actually did not first hear that in Beavis and Butthead. It was because Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged used it, because, what is it, Rex and Weevil were originally, like, Beavis and Butthead characters. Oh, wait, I don't have enough money. What the heck? Okay, now I have enough money. Temporary barrier. That'll probably come in handy. Oh, what? Just a boss-ass boss in the wild. Alright. Well, you know what? This mofo will probably try to do a suck at the quarter point as well. Oh, I am standing in a lot of fire. Alright, thanks to you, huh? Alright, you are defeated. Worst part is they didn't even drop any new stuff for me. They were just an enemy in the wild. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, it's like for every cracked shot I make, there's like at least 11 others which I completely fumble. Which I totally should not. At least that's what it feels like to me. I don't know. All I'm saying is just, I know some folks who are really, really good at the sniping thing. If there's ever any need for snipers, I'll usually just leave it to them, because they are better at the sniping thing than I am. Alright, do I want to activate the combat shrine? You know what? Yes, I do. Mini mushrooms! And hey, there's the teleporter, so... Alright, once we want to get out of here, just gotta drop down to the bottom. Oh, hey there. Shrine of the Mountain! Let's see if that completely bones me over for this run. Ends up being my downfall. Is this what they call hubris? Oh, hey look! A second Shrine of the Mountain. Just imagine me like Dee Dee, right, from Dexter's Lab, just hovering my finger over that red button. Hey, what does this do? And you press it, and suddenly the boss is just like a billion times harder, and you just end up getting your butt kicked 6 ways to Sunday. Gotta remember I can double jump. Allow me to skip a few things here and there. dang, nothing up here. Has anyone here heard of like that old playground chant? Right, it's like, hey, how do you count to 100? 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. I remember that being fairly popular in my elementary school days. Probably one of the more mild playground chants, and one that I will remember at least fondly, compared to some others. Some are just mean, man. That one is just silly, at least. Good lord, even with the crit shots, this mushroom is taking a lot to go down. Anyways, the reason I'm kind of flailing around a little bit here is because there is a particular... this stage's feature, at least, is that there is a guaranteed legendary chest hidden somewhere. Right, just like stowed away in some corner of the stage. It's like fixed locations where it can show up. Unfortunately, I only know like the way to get to one of them reliably. But I'm hoping it'll show up there. Let's see, is it down here? I'm trying to see if I can perhaps drop down to it. Maybe we gotta find another way down. I'll let my allies kind of handle the enemies up here for a moment. Okay, I don't want to jump down needlessly. See if I can find another way, maybe. Maybe I can ascertain it from here? Yeah, okay, so you can kind of sort of see, like, there's a gap in there that I want to try to reach. Ooh, hey look, a shrine in the mountain. One was probably already bad enough. 2 will be a little bit of a challenge, and 3, I imagine, will just be, oh no, I got tapped, lightly tapped on the shoulder. Oh, I'm dead now. We'll see if my 100% extra damage to bosses will help save my butt. Oh man. Okay, I think I might have to actually just like try dropping down from here. I do have the double jump, so... Ah, right there. That's it. I think that was the gap, but I didn't see a chest in there, so... that wasn't the spot. Still a little bit of this stage to explore. So try the other corner. If I don't find it there, well, just write it off and go face off against the mountain enhanced bosses. My drones are doing shockingly well. Usually I would have expected one of them to blow up by now. At least I don't think I've explored up here. I must have. There's an open chest there. Maybe it's like up here I haven't explored yet. Alright, nothing over here. I think last place I need to go is this tree over here. And there's nothing there. And I'm just gonna move on. sometimes as good as finding the things you need. Oh, no, I went up here. If I remember correctly, there wasn't any chests up here. But am I absolutely sure about that? Cue John Cena just like breaking the fourth wall and going, "Are you sure about that?" I should add that as a channel point redeem. Just John Cena's "Are you sure about that?" Just have him tear open that little hole and ask. Be a fun thing to do. Pretty much got like the sound redeems at the place where I want it. I had it like a certain way, but I went back and kind of changed up some of the stuff in there. I might change it up again if my whims decree it, but for now it's that spot. Oh hey, somehow missed that, or maybe the healing drone. No, I only had one healing drone before. Okay, we'll look up here. And if there's nothing up here, I'm finally just gonna say screw it, and we're gonna move on. And like I said, there's like a guaranteed legendary chest spawn, but I just have not been able to find it. Alright, time to go face destiny. Let's see what kind of fire we'll find ourselves in after we activate this teleporter. It's gonna be a fun time, and I put fun in quotes. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're already off to a fantastic start. Lost like a good amount of my health there. Okay, that laser. It's not fun. Okay, one Titan down. One over here. I should probably get a clone out. This health restoration thing as I land attacks is coming in handy, let me tell you. I'll just put out another clone. I think I could use the extra firepower at the moment. Okay, 2 down. Where are the other ones? Oh, I think you're the big kahuna, aren't you? Take you out. Oh, jeez. Oh, I almost got up to a sniper perch there. Oh well. Did I get him? I think I might have whiffed that shot, actually. Okay, so it's like 2 regular stone titans and then 1 extra strong stone titan. You can see the counter's stuck at 99 because I haven't defeated the boss yet. Oh, I guess they're dead. Oh, okay, you must be the other boss. Somehow, all the way out there. How dare you? You get to ignore the enter the zone stipulation, but I gotta stay in here? What's up with that? Yeah, there's actually a good reason for that. Won't fault him for that. It is kind of funny that this Titan just, like, decided to go all the way out there for some reason. Alright, actually gonna reap the rewards here. A lot of rewards. Critical strikes, increase attack speed. Only stacks 3 times, but I already had 1, I'm getting another 3. Ah well. That's how luck be sometimes. If I remember correctly, it only like increases your crit rate once. The stackable element only increases like your attack speed further. Alright, a penultimate stage again. As I said before, this one stays consistent. You will always go to this stage as stage 5. See, my crit shots aren't quite like the one-hit kills they used to be. It'll probably be in my best interest to just, like, find the exit teleporter and activate it, like, right away. I think I was about to fall in the hole for a minute there. Maybe open some chests if I can, but I definitely don't want to stick around. Especially not with the way things are ramping up. I say that as I stick around in one spot to get enough money to open this chest here. As the old saying goes, old habits die hard. Much like living free, I guess. Oh, hey, a third jump. Yeah, you know, that'll probably come in handy. It's like extra mobility, man. Trust me. Oh man, I forgot what that... Oh no, I think that thing is affected by chests opening, so probably won't have too much use for that. There you are. I might just get a fourth Hapu, or a third Hapu feather. Get myself a quadruple jump. Why not? Increase my mobility even more. Okay. Is this one? Yoink. Yes, me walk into that ice zone as I was about to explode. Surely nothing bad would have happened there. Nope, not at all. I'll be honest, I have no excuse for that. Completely on me. I have no idea why I would have done that when there would have been no reason to do that. Wait, what is this? Is this an equipment? Oh yeah, it's an equipment selector. I thought that was like a legendary item selector. Difference between red and orange is not as distinct as one would hope, sadly. Oh. Oh, right off the edge, okay. Wow, thankfully my fall damage was blocked. Ooh, I actually put a little bit of space between me and them. And pop. Ooh, that was a good one. Alright. Nice thing is that when they're frozen, they sort of have like that minimum area where if you can decrease the health to that point, while they're frozen, they will just die right there and then. Alright, I really need to forget about everyone else. I've got enough money to open a few of these chests. Wait, there it is. Alright, forget everything else. This run is already a little long in the tooth. Take a quick scout around the perimeter of this spot here. Is that a drone? Yes, it is. Ooh, movement speed. You know what? Better late than never, right? Okay. Done everything I wanted to here. Let's do it. Beginning of the end. Oh boy. Forget what. Oh, you the Z, the G construct? Is it G? Am I supposed to read that like it was a Chinese character? Oh, that laser beam does not look like good news. Probably be lucky it kind of is stuck in this little ceiling thing here, so it's a little easier to manage. I'm surprised this laser beam isn't absolutely vaporizing me, all things considered. Okay, maybe it will. Maybe it will. Oh, I see. It's like a souped-up version of those little pyramid enemies. Fortunately, it's shielded right now, so I can't do much to it. Okay, good. It's just a temporary thing. I'll have to find some other way to break it. Alright, it's done. Objective survive. Oh my god, did it drop, actually, did it seriously drop another headdress? Man. One time where playing co-op would have come in handy, I could have let someone else have that. Although in multiplayer, they do drop like a number of items proportional to your player size, so they probably would have dropped 2 headdresses, so might have been redundant anyway. Okay, you decided to walk off. You're like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Alright. It's open. Let's just get the heck out of here. Loot portal. No. You know what? Let's... May as well. Hidden Realm. Bizarre between time. This is like one last chance to kind of power things up, I think. Hopefully this won't loop us back around to stage 1, because, oops. I might have just like gone for the end here. Can barely make out these two. I think these are like stage 1 variants. I think I might have inadvertently sent myself to loop. Anyways, this is a Lunar Bazaar. This is where you would use your secondary currency, lunar coins, to buy stuff. You know, they would give you these trade-offs, or you can kind of trade in your stuff here. But you know what? I'll throw in 5 items for this one. Why not? Activating your equipment triggers an additional random equipment effect. Alright, cool. Okay, let's get out of here. Alright, well, we're going for overtime, folks. Okay, so this might be a case of just run around, maybe gather an item here or there, and then find blue portal and get the heck out. So you remember these jellyfish enemies? They were actually in Risk of Rain 1, except in Risk of Rain 1 they just kind of rammed into you a lot, but in this game they'll get up close and explode. So it's like the fauna got a little bit more hostile in between games. not really. Should just get stuff. Find teleporter, activate teleporter, move to the next stage. Maybe collect things on the way if I can, but... Ooh, this one's always handy. The war banner. When I level up or when I start the teleporter, it drops the banner. It actually wasn't always like that. In Risk of Rain 1, it only activated when you leveled up, so its effectiveness would drop off later in the game, but since they buffed it to, you know, activate on teleporter activations as well, it's at the very least still has its usefulness as an end-of-stage buffer, in a way. Alright, there it is. The teleporter is here, and I will activate it. Not even gonna think about it. I'm already pretty strong. Power level can't go much higher than this. Yeah, weak spots are on like the tips of the tentacles. Uh-oh. If I remember correctly, it's this attack here that's actually pretty freaking absurd. Okay, one down. 2 down. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Nope. There it is. My Railgunner just expired. I saw the big X. Maybe this will at least let me brush up on my sniper skills. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna start maining Widowmaker in Overwatch now. I'm gonna be Sniper in Team Fortress 2. I'm gonna be Mordecai in Borderlands, or Zero, or who would be like the sniper equivalent in Borderlands 3. And we out. Back to the Aphelion Sanctuary. Oh. Taking this for those quadruple jumps. Okay, got enough money to open this chest. Bleed chance. You know what? It's fine. They'll come in handy for bosses, probably. Oh, hey there! How about I just, like, kick your butt real quick? Alright, moving on. I think I went the wrong way if I wanted to move on. Thanks, quad jump. Got myself a good stash of money so I can open a few chests here and there. Charging shield, alright, I probably want to take care of you. choice item over there. Yeah, so you might notice like some of those cauldron things that I'm just choosing to pass by. They were also introduced in the Survivors of the Void expansion. What some of them can do is like turn your items into they can turn some of your items into corrupted items, which usually give them some sort of extra effect. The thing about that is that you kind of lose the effect of the original item, because every item in that stack will turn into like the corrupted version. It's like a bit of a trade-off, right? It's like, will the benefits of the corrupted item be more worth it than the one you currently have? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's like a call you'll have to make. Alright, teleport's here. Not even gonna bother. They can at least see here, the difficulty scale on the side allows them a nice little gag where, since the last difficulty is ha 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 ha, now can they just like have ha appear endlessly. Alright, I need to pop out some clones. Wait, what's going on? Why am I suddenly like in some sort of nutso mode? We should take advantage of this. Burn! Burn to the ground! I don't know what's happening. I wonder if that's like a hidden interaction of the thing. I press it enough times in quick succession and it does that. Uh-oh. One of them go into suck mode. Oh, fell off. Oh boy, this might end up being the end of things, or at least it'll be a very long and protracted battle. Oh, there it is. Defeat! I probably could have had it. I probably could have had it if I just, like, went to the final stage and then not check out the blue portal as a moment of curiosity. Oh well. That's how it is, right? You take risks and sometimes they don't pay off. Alright, well, they do have some other things in here, right? Alternate game modes, you got Prismatic Trial, which is pretty much like a daily challenge. They got like random modifiers and artifacts and stuff enabled. You have Eclipse, which adds... It's kind of like the regular game, except you'll see additional modifiers pop up as you complete runs, up to a maximum of 8 times. And then you have a Simulacrum, which is just a survival-based mode, so that's all pretty cool. And you got your usual logbook, where you can see all the items you've, collected, that you have yet to unlock or uncover. Also a monster log, which sadly isn't quite as impressive as the one in Returns, for the sole fact that you do not have gorgeous 2D art, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless, right? You get like a nice close-up on the 3D model, so that's alright. You get the screenshots, you get like scenic shots of the environments, data logs on the characters. You can see I have not beaten the game with every character because I'm not that great. File stats, the run history. Yeah, I can see, wow. Started the game, okay, so it wasn't like a year ago, it was like 10 months. But before that, it was a very long time, actually almost a year, 11 months actually. But they did play a lot before then. I think this was like around the time Survivors of the Void came out, so I played a lot of that. I'm pretty sure I have like a Railgunner victory in. Is this the Railgunner? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, just proves, hey, I can do Railgunner, right? I can do it. Just not that time, cause hubris, I guess. Anyways, that's Risk of Rain 2. Nice revisit back into some old goodness. Yeah. I know Gearbox said they're going to make another expansion for this, so I'm glad it's not been forgotten. Hopefully it'll come out sooner than later, and at least hopefully it'll actually come out. Like, hopefully we'll not see sometime down the line, oh yeah, we decided to just like cancel development of the Risk of Rain 2 expansion. At the very least, I guess there are a ton of mods for this game, so anything, I can still keep it fresh in some way or another. But for now, yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it here. Got one run completed, one run. I tried to go into overtime inadvertently, but didn't go too well. Yeah. Thanks to everyone who came by, chatted, stuck around, hung around, even if you just watched. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will return on Wednesday. Guess what we're doing? That's right, doing more Grid 2019. Now we're gonna go into the invitationals. See how many of those we get through. There's like 2 rows of it, so I suspect we won't get through all of it in one night, but we'll see how much of it gets done. And then I can decide what to do from there. But yeah, for now, I am going to look for someone to raid. And then after that, I'm going to probably just like go order fast food or something like that. I saw that Burger King was like doing a promotion for a little bit where they would give you a Whopper if you'd had like a small purchase, like directly in response to Wendy's surge pricing proposal thing. Though I saw that Wendy's was also trying to walk that back. They were like, no, this isn't actually surge pricing. We're just gonna change it, you know, during certain times of day. Honestly, who are they trying to fool? Arbitrary price increase is not going to sit well, no matter how you try to spin it. Gonna see here. I can raid. You know what? For kicks, I'm gonna see who else is playing Risk of Rain 2. Oh, quite a few people actually. A lot more than I thought. Huh. Fortunately, it does not seem like many of them are vtubers. Or actually... there is one, actually. Oh, it looks like they're in a party. You know what? Why don't we do that? Since I rarely raid into people who are playing the same game I am, we'll do that tonight. Alright. I really need to start turning off raids, like, right after I wrap up the gameplay stuff. Alright. Let's see if this raid goes through. Alright, cool. Now Zumi Kuki, as I said, is also playing Risk of Rain 2, so you know what, we're just continuing along that train. If you liked what you see, then you can perhaps hang around and watch them play some Risk of Rain 2. Looks like they're in a multiplayer session too, so we'll get to see another angle of it. See how the co-op thing works out. Works out pretty well, let me tell you. Alright, raid message. I'm feeling lazy. I'm feeling lazy tonight, so... If you're joining in on the raid, give them "We escaped the planet." Otherwise, have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you on Wednesday for Grid 2019. Take care.